What's good, gamers? We're back at it. Second episode. Just stopped recording the last episode like 30 seconds ago. We're getting into it. Fucking, in the last episode, Pilaf and the gang were captured by the Red Ribbon Army, and we had no idea what happened to Goku. He was caught up in like a big explosion of Pilaf's kind of like flying Death Star thing. Um, and he was calling for Nimbus, but we didn't really get a resolution to that. But at the beginning of this episode, we see weights just fucking moving back and forth. Um, and there he goes, Colonel Silver. Um, the narrator in the dub is just like kind of horny for Colonel Silver. He's like, there he goes, Colonel Silver, sculpting his body with razor sharp intellect. Um, which, I mean, I guess he is. Look at him go. As he, like, starts to speed up, it seems like he might break the weights. And so he did. It's very Fist of the North Star here. Very Fist of the North Star. Just that shot of his face and the like the sweat blowing off of his face. Anyway, uh English title, The Legend of a Dragon, and Japanese title, Legend of the Dragon. The only real addition is the in English. Um, we're just getting a lot of Colonel Silver showing his strength, I guess. We get another unfortunate looking African individual. Uh, those lips are just not becoming. I don't know. I don't know why Japan chose to do this, but fucking that's just, or maybe not Japan, but I don't know why Dragon Ball chose to do this, but it's rough. It looks rough. Um, for people that watch Z, you know how problematic Mr. Popo is. So problematic they changed him to blue. Um, there was no such fix for Black Folk in the original series. Anyway, yapping again. Colonel Silver's just beating up a bunch of guys in the boxing ring. He had 4 challengers. He beat up all of them. It's that simple. He was punching a like punching bag, ripped it open, and a bunch of sand came out. Just to show that he's a strong guy. Slight difference. In the sub, he said pros these days are quite pathetic. In the dub, he said, uh, I expected more of a challenge from professional boxers. Same sentiment, worded differently. Um, we see Goku asleep under a tree on the Nimbus. Nimbus still has that bag. Um, I for the life of me, I can't remember what was actually in the bag. Um, but it seems like Nimbus saved him from that explosion, and it just knew to take him to somewhere safe. So I have to feel like the flying Nimbus might be like a sentient cloud, with like feelings or emotions. I'm gonna have to look that up after this episode. I'm not exactly 100% on board with that theory, but um, for it to just know to take him to somewhere safe after he got knocked out is pretty big, you know. Anyway, uh, Nimbus saved him from that explosion, took him underneath a tree. I didn't write down any notes for that. Goku just fucking, he's safe. Uh, it seems as though Colonel Silver is, you know, having a meeting with his boss. Um, he's put to the test by his boss's cat bat thing. Whatever the pet is, it lunges at him and lands a scratch on him. But his boss is like, last guy who walked through that door unprepared lost an eye, so good reflexes. Um, his boss is uh, commending him. That's a good word for it. For his good work collecting the 6-star Dragon Ball. Um, he's going on to say that, he did good work, but you have to have all 7 Dragon Balls in order to do anything with them. So he needs to go do it. His boss says, anyone who stands in your way must be eliminated. I don't tolerate opposition by anyone. Tosses a knife at him. It flies through his hair and shatters a bust. Specifically in the sub, it seems like they name him. In the sub, he's named Commander Red. Colonel Silver only addresses him as General in the dub. In the sub specifically, he says, retrieve the balls even if it kills you, and kill anyone who stands in your way. Verbatim, pretty much. So there's a sentiment in the sub that, Colonel Silver should be willing to give his life for this mission. Whereas in the dub, it's more like, just kill anyone in your path. There's not that, like, implied kill yourself for your leadership. Which could be a very Japanese sentiment. I'm no I'm no expert, but you know. Anyway, we see Goku kind of just like jumping through the forest. Seems like he's having a good time. He's jumping from tree to tree, looking very monkey-like. Um, we just see him acting like a monkey. He gets a fruit, and a monkey comes and steals it from him. So he chases after it. He's like, "Hey, that's mine. Give me my fucking fruit." And he chases it all the way back to its mother. And he's like, never mind, you can have it. The monkey falls out of the tree, to which the mother goes and tries to, like, comfort/rescue the monkey. And a panther jumps out from the bushes. So Goku, naturally being the kind-hearted guy that he is, jumps down and kicks the shit out of the panther. He's like, let's go. Let's go. Fuck it. You want to run the fade? And he successfully defends the monkeys, but he's out of energy, so he kind of collapses. The monkeys respect what he did for them. So the child monkey offers him fruit, and then the mother offers him fruit, and then all of the other monkeys offer him something. I will note that the mother specifically has, like, monkey tits. I don't know why they felt the need to, like, explicitly show that she was a mother by giving her like breast shadows, but they did. So, just just wanted to comment on that. Uh, I don't have any notes. Uh, General or not General Colonel Silver's like, I don't care what it takes, find me that ball. So a bunch of troops set out towards the forest. Goku says he ate too much, and he falls asleep. The baby monkey starts, jumping on him, just playing around, and a couple other monkeys alert the horde. I don't know what a group of monkeys is called. Um, Frieza would probably say an infestation. Uh, but yeah, I guess horde of monkeys. They're all alerted to a Dragon Ball sitting in the trees, and it seems like they're very afraid of it. They go to touch it and flinch. They're just very afraid of it. It's the 5-star ball, and it falls out of the tree. And they all back away. They're very cautious of this ball because they've never seen anything like it. Uh, the baby monkey steps over to it while the rest of the horde of monkeys is like very afraid and on edge about it. Um, and once the baby monkey starts playing around with it, they see that it's not inherently dangerous, so they start like walking back over to investigate, um, and just start like playing with it, messing around with it. Um, at this point, Goku's still like knocked out, but he starts waking up. He says, "I wonder how long I've been sleeping." Uh, and he says, "That's weird. Dragon Ball's moving." And it is. The monkeys are playing catch. They're just throwing it to each other. Perhaps playing monkey in the middle, maybe. They're just having fun. They're having a good time. Meanwhile, Krillin's training on Roshi's Island. He's doing, it seems, sets of 1,000. He has 2 turtles and Roshi on his back. Um, Roshi's like, "Can you only handle 999 push-ups? Is that it?" Um, and yes, that is all he can handle. Um, Launch calls them in. She says snack time. It seems like she's made ice cream. Um, Roshi immediately gets a brain freeze. uh, and Krillin says, I, you know, I don't really want ice cream. I wonder what Goku's up to. Roshi's like, if Goku heard that you were tired, he'd be laughing his head off. Um, and uh, Roshi's talking about how he's probably chasing the Dragon Balls. Uh, Krillin asks about them. He's like, "You know about them?" And Roshi's like, "Yes. Um, I'll tell you about it." Uh, he starts telling about the legend of the Dragon Balls. He says, "In the beginning, there was only one Dragon Ball, and it was huge, gigantic. It had to be. It held all of the mystical energy of the universe." He said an ancient tribe discovered it and was inspired by its power, and they built a tribe around it. They worshipped it and placed it in a giant dragon statue, um, just kind of to praise its power. He Roshi gets distracted while he's talking about it. Um, ah, okay. Difference in the story. He gets distracted by a girl in the story. He says, one day a gang of bandits came into the village to try and steal the Dragon Ball for nefarious purposes. So the Dragon Ball split into seven so that nobody would be able to use the Dragon Ball for nefarious purposes. Um, which, you know, obviously didn't work exactly as planned. Um, he said it was split specifically to like prevent bad people from getting the Dragon Ball, but naturally people would, gather all seven balls and still use them for nefarious purposes. Um, anyway, he goes on to say once you unite all seven Dragon Balls, you get a single wish, and then they scatter again. So we get lore about the Dragon Ball that I'm not sure a lot of people are aware, and that it was originally just one large ball. And there was kind of like a cult worshipping thing going on around that one ball. Um, specifically in the sub. Um, specifically in the sub. The Dragon Balls were originally one big ball. That's the same. There is a song that's playing while he's explaining all of this. So the English dub misses another song from the OST, which is very unfortunate because I do remember it being a pretty good song. Um, I'll see if I can remember to put it in the description. Um, he said people worshipped the ball and wished for peaceful times. But eventually, evil took root and people started wishing selfishly and began wars, which is different in that people in the sub referenced the tribe that was, you know, originally worshiping and taking care of the ball. He said evil took root in them versus in the dub where bandits showed up to try to use the ball. So that evil was already in those bandits, um, and they showed up and disturbed this tribe, which, par for the course for um, localization for America, I suppose. Um, anyway, uh, anyway, they asked Roshi what he would wish for. In the sub specifically, he thought, I would want to see your panties, in regards to launch. Um, circling back, Red Ribbon Army finally makes it to the forest. They're chasing all of the monkeys out, trying to get that Dragon Ball. They whip out the fucking flamethrowers. They're just burning the forest down. Um, Goku starts to smell the fire and smoke, as the Red Ribbon Army is shooting at the monkeys and, you know, burning down the forest. So he shows up and he's like, fucking quit. I will beat you up. Because violence it's the solution. Um, we're taught from a young age that violence doesn't solve anything, when in fact, it solves everything. You should be violent all the time. This is your sign. Anyway, Goku starts beating up everyone. Um, the men are like, we looked fucking We looked through all of the monkey's pockets. He said we searched all of them, which I don't really know what that implies. Like, what can you really look for on a monkey? Like, are you looking in its ass? It's not really going to be able to hide anything from you. Anyway, they rounded up all of the monkeys and searched them and couldn't find the ball. Um, Colonel Silver's like, "Hey, you kid, you were in Ox King's village, weren't you? Weren't you?" Um, and Goku's like, "Stand up, like I'll know who you are, but I'll fight you." Um, the monkey, uh, the lady monkey and her child with the Dragon Ball are jumping through the forest, cross the path. Both Goku and Colonel Silver see that. Um, Colonel Silver takes a rifle and goes to like shoot uh, either the monkey or the baby monkey. Um, I'm pretty sure he meant to hit one of them, but he hit a branch that the like mother monkey was gonna swing on, knocked it so that oh, maybe not knocked it, but shot it so that it shattered and she couldn't actually grab onto anything. She was launched forward into a uh, like canyon. Uh, she starts like diving forward towards the canyon. Uh, Goku jumps, grabs her, I think by the tail. That lurch causes the Dragon Ball to fall into a like ravine, I think might be the right word, a river, something, whatever's running through the canyon. It falls into the water at the bottom of that, and Colonel Silver's like, "Give me that fucking ball." Meanwhile, Goku has the uh, two monkeys. He saved them successfully, and that's the end of the episode. Um, if we learn anything from this episode, it's that you should watch the sub because there's way more cool songs in it. There's just like a more there's more to it. Um the emotions expressed in the sub are a little more uh lush. Um they're deeper, I'll say. But yeah, that's it for this episode. If you liked it, do the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, bell icon. That's it. I'm gonna record the next one. Bye. Fucking, I turned it off. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm an idiot. Bye.